Okay, I'm going to start the titration. My initial volume. I have recorded my initial volume of the volume of my analyte and the initial volume of the titrant. I'm going to start my titration, and based upon the calculation that I did with 30 milliliters of 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide, it should be about 30 milliliters that the endpoint is reached. So I'm going to, and I almost forgot to add my phenolphthalein, so I'm going to do that now. If I hadn't done this, I would have run the titration and I would have never known when I reached my endpoint. So a few drops of phenolphthalein in my solution, and I'm going to swirl it around a little bit. And I'm going to start my titration, but I'm going to quickly put 25 milliliters into the solution. So I've now gotten to about 20 milliliters of solution. And as we can see, it's still fairly clear. Okay, I've now reached 25 milliliters, and since it's 30 that I think the endpoint will be around, I'm going to start going a little more slowly, maybe going 1 milliliter at a time. Okay, that's 26. 27. 28. This is getting very close now. That scroll took a long time.
I think you got it.
I think we reached our endpoint. It's worth noting that the endpoint is not necessarily the equivalence point, because the solution only turns pink when it's reached a basic state, and so that means there's slightly more sodium hydroxide in solution than it has reacted with the KHP acid. Now that I've got my pink solution, I'm going to take the final volume from my drug. I'm looking low so I can get the meniscus of the measurement. So now we're looking at the final meniscus, which is here, and I'm now recording the 34 milliliters. In my notebook, 34.48. Do the second titration run, and first he's going to take the initial volume. He's looking at the meniscus. .75 milligrams. So Zach has added the phenolphthalein to his acid solution, and he's going to run the titration. Yours is turning pretty pink. Are you close to 30 milliliters?
Not really sure.
I'd start going more slow. I don't know. Are you sure you measured your mass correctly? That looks very pink.
Right.
This is an example of going past the endpoint.
Way past.
See the purple solution? That means there's way more base in solution than it takes to react with the amount of analyte. Whitney is going to do our second titration. She's going to look at the initial volume, and she's looking at the meniscus. Okay. I'm going to take a picture of the meniscus. Okay, so it's very close to the 0. So we're going to see you record it in your lab notebook. And the initial volume of our analyte is 50 milliliters. Whitney's adding her phenolphthalein. Okay. So if you measured it correctly, it should be about 30 milliliters, but you might want to start going slow around 25. Perfect. Okay, now Whitney's going to record her final volume.
41.09.
Okay, now Whitney's going to record it in her lab notebook. 41.09.
Yeah.
So Zach's going to record the initial volume. 0.0. Now Zach is going to start the titration.
Anatomy, lab, biology.
Getting very close. That looks mildly pink. And now it's gone. That looks pink. Good job. Another successful titration. That makes 3. So now we need to record the final value of the titration. There's Zach looking at the meniscus.
38.9.
Okay. Now we're going to see Zach record it in his notebook. There's the meniscus. There's Zach writing down his final volume. VF equals 30.9. Except we know the decimal place. 90. Great. This is a table of our final volumes. These are the runs that we did. We did 4 runs. The first one was successful. The second one didn't work out so well. It turned it purple. Then we had 2 more successful runs, and we did the person who performed the run, and Zach did a second one since the first one that he didn't turn out. We have the volume of the analyte, we have the initial volume of the burette, then we have the final volume of the burette, and then we have the change in volume, which was calculated by the final volume minus the initial volume, gives us the volume of the titrant.